So maybe if you have a problem touching children, you should not be in a children's ministry. Oh my God, that's preaching right there. I tell you what, if you have a problem with homosexuality, maybe you're not called to the homosexual. Come on now. Come on. If you have a problem with gangbanging, maybe you are not called to the gang member. But you got to be honest with yourself. You've got to be honest with yourself. But they like each other. They like each other. Everybody say, hey, Vic, you know, it's all right. We ex-gang members, man. You know what ex-gang members should do? We should get together and start a gang. It's a good idea, but it ain't a God idea.
Help us, Lord.
It's a good idea. You know what, man? I like men, and we should get all the men together and have a study. It's a good idea, but it ain't a God idea. Like, you know what? I like little children. We should go and get all the little children and have a meeting. But it's a good idea, but it ain't a God idea. You know what? We all ex-addicts. We should get together and talk about our ex-addictness. You know what messes with me the most? Is when they show these TV commercials and they show people doing drugs. My spirit is vexed and my flesh runs wild and begins to recall the feeling and begins to... You know what's funny is that I remember drugs making me feel good, but I don't remember drugs getting me in so much trouble. Right? Right? So you get in drugs and say, you know what, this ain't that bad. Next thing you know, you're getting pulled over with all kinds of drugs, getting arrested. You're like, how did I get here? How did I end up like this? It's a good idea, but it's not a God idea. All right, let me in. Romans 1:18. I wish I had more time to talk more about the spirit of Asherah and the spirit of Baal. And I hope I didn't confuse you, because I tried to put in weeks and months of studying into 45 minutes here, or whatever it's been. But I want you to go home and I want you to think about it. I want you to go home and I want you to understand it. Husbands, I want you to go home and treat your wives better. Man, I gotta treat my wife better, guys. I gotta treat her better. She's been with me for so long, I promise you, we were in the same hospital. I don't remember life without her. I really don't. I don't remember life without my wife. I don't. And you take advantage of that. I gotta be a better example to my children. I really gotta be a better example. I gotta be more in love with God. I gotta make sure that there is no idol worship in my life. That there is nothing that can ever come in between me and God. And then I recognize the Spirit when it shows up. The problem is that we are touched but not changed, and we don't recognize the Spirit. The next thing you know, that you are best friends with somebody just like you. Don't be best friends with somebody just like you. Please, don't. Nah, we end up cruising federal, and I don't even know they cruise federal anymore. You know, I don't want to do that no more. I see, that's what I mean. I'd be in the wrong place at the wrong time with the wrong dude doing the wrong thing. No, man. Hook up with somebody smarter than you. Hook up with somebody more dedicated than you. Hook up with somebody with a bigger vision than yours. Hook up with somebody that is more in love with God than you are. Husbands, man, you got to treat these women right. Women, man, you got to treat these men right. Men are so dumb. Talk to us like we're fool. It's all right. Like, baby, you want to come and eat? That's cool. Baby, you need a fork because you can't eat with your hands. You know, baby, I can use a fork. Talk to us. Hey, baby, pick up your clothes. You're not 4-year-old. I got to talk to you like you are. Okay, baby. I'll do it. Talk to us, man. We ain't emotional, man. We mechanical. You got to sit us down and say, listen here, man. You keep doing it over and over again. I want you to stop, or I'm not going to cook for you anymore. Pastor Missy started working a few months ago. Man, I've ate more waffles than I've ever eaten in my entire life. Because you can put waffles in the toaster. I tell you what, I kissed my toaster the other day. I'm like, hey, baby. Not my wife. Right? Listen, Romans chapter 1, verse 18. Kind of close. For the wrath of God is revealed from heaven against all ungodliness and unrighteousness of men who suppress the truth in unrighteousness. Who suppress the truth in unrighteousness. Because what may be known of God is manifested in them, for God has shown it to them. For since the creation of the world, his invisible attributes are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. Which means even though God's rules and regulations are invisible, they are manifested through me. That you will look at me and say, that must be a man of God following the rules that are invisible to me. You understand? And you don't need a stop sign to know that you need to stop if a car is stopped in front of you. It's an invisible attribute, but it becomes visible through you. So that they know you must be a woman of God by the way you act, because you follow the rules according to God, which are not seen. Man, that's good stuff, man. For since the creation, see, let's go to 21. Because although they knew God, they did not glorify him as God,